What is up, my YouTube minions? TheKillerNacho here yet again with a battle against Septimus, a guy you might recall from previous battles, but it was quite a while ago. But he showed up again on stream, won a battle, and let's go ahead and get into it. This guy's pretty cool, and you might recall he likes Galvantula a lot, and people called that he would bring it, and he did. Hopefully I can counter, if he does get off, that really annoying Sticky Web. Either way, I'm going to go ahead and lead with Heatran. Actually, kind of thinking that he'd lead with his Galvantula. As he leads with Gengar, he's going to go ahead and use Focus Miss, and of course Miss, and then I get Stealth Rocks up. And here I stay in, thinking that he might actually switch his move, predicting a switch, and ends up being pretty good for me because he does go for the Shadow Ball, thinking that I might switch. Yeah, that's pretty fantastic, because I get a Lava Pulse, or Lava Plume. That's the one. Up on the Gengar, and I even get the burn for the residual damage. Obviously, having attack doesn't matter, but yeah. So I'm going to switch out, thinking he might go for the Focus Blast again. So I go out into my Landorus, who does resist Focus Blast, as well as Poison if he does try to go for that. He ends up trying to go for a Destiny Bond. So really good thing I switched instead of just trying to finish him off, because that definitely helps keep a Pokemon, and I really don't want to take another Destiny Bond. He's probably going to attack me this turn, knowing that I probably won't fall for a Destiny Bond here, but I just don't want to risk it. So I end up going right back into Heatran, who does take a Shadow Ball. Not that well, but well enough, because it is kind of a special wallish Heatran, and down goes his Gengar, so that's pretty nice. So yeah, I'm just going to munch on my leftovers. He goes into Galvantula here, and I'm thinking, why would he do that? Maybe he's trying to set up Sticky Web, but would he really sack Galvantula for that? Does he think he can actually kill me with Thunder? And I was actually not sure myself, but like I said, special defensive, Heatran takes the Thunder from the Galvantula, the probably timid Galvantula, only reason I probably took that. And yeah, get off a Lava Plume, which obviously does kill that, so I don't have to worry about Sticky Web at all, which is pretty fantastic. Kind of questionable call for him to just go into it there. So he goes out into Mew now, and he's going to take up the time to set up his own rocks, which is fair, and I just go for a Toxic. I know that it obviously won't be able to synchronize back to me because I'm Steel, and yeah, I just wanted to get the Toxic off of this thing. I don't know what Mew set it obviously is. Mew can be any number of things, being that it can learn any TM, so it's always hard to predict, but yeah, it does appear to be some kind of setup toolbox Mew. So he just goes for a Zen Headbutt, hoping to kill me. I do resist that, and I do survive, thankfully, and I just go for a Roar. Probably a really bad play. Kind of thought that he might try to switch out instead to get some, and I would just get off some Stealth Rock damage. I don't know why I made that play. It was kind of stupid in hindsight, but yeah, he ends up getting roared out into Metagross, and yeah, I'm just going to end up staying in, trying to go for the Lava Plume again, and you will see here, I do outspeed, and mind you, I don't think I have a whole lot of speed investment on this Heatran, which does reveal to me pretty early that it might be Adamant Metagross, and that's pretty interesting for Mega Metagross. I almost never see Adamant Mega Metagross trying to abuse that base speed that Mega Metagross has. Usually I see them as Jolly, so that's interesting to note. So I go into Landorus, and just to get off the Intimidate, it does actually affect Mega Metagross, being that its ability changes away from Clear Body. So yeah, he's going to go into his own Landorus, and Landorus is actually a pretty fantastic Landorus counter. Unless a Landorus has Hidden Power Ice, which I have seen once or twice. But yeah, I'm just going to go for the U-turn. I figured he might do this, and this does give me the advantage of the switch. So I'm going to be able to go out into something here that I feel comfortable with. I go into Tangrowth. It's actually a new addition to OU. Actually, the reason I think Tangrowth did move up to OU is because it counters Landorus pretty well. But he is going to get off a U-turn, which is super effective against me. And, that does a lot of damage. I know it's super effective, but U-turn is not a stab move. It's not a very terribly powerful attack. And it does a lot to my Tangrowth, who has ridiculously good physical bulk. So I'm starting to think that his Landorus is also Choice Banded. Mine is as well, so I think it's Choice Band Landorus against Choice Band Landorus. Either way, he's going to go and explode with his Mew, which is going to kill my Tangrowth, so... Oh, well, at least Tangrowth actually did do something. It takes out this Mew, basically, and that's kind of nice. So, yeah, I guess that's something. As for me, I still don't see why Tangrowth... I think he's going to go right back down. It was kind of like a fad Pokemon. I don't see what Tangrowth does, honestly, that Amoonguss doesn't do better. Maybe Landorus is, counter, but I don't know. Either way, I go into Landorus against his Metagross, and it ends up being a terrific double switch for me. He is forced to go back into his own Landorus, and I'm just going to keep going for that U-turn. I know that you know, even after the Intimidate, it'll do some damage to the Landorus, plus he's taking rock damage, so I'm going to wither down this Landorus, not to mention I'm going to be able to get positive switches against his Landorus by U-turning, so I can go into something that I feel comfortable against his Landorus. So, yeah, I just go out in my own Gengar, and like I said, I'm kind of thinking this thing is Choice Banded, not Scarfed, so, yeah, I end up going to that. I end up switching again, though, because I want to see what he would do. He might have knockoff. I'm not confident that I can kill Landorus at this point, so I go into my Landorus. As I said earlier, Landorus is a pretty good Landorus counter, and he just U-turns, so now he's going to get the advantage of the switch here against my Landorus, so good for him, as he goes out into his Metagross, which is kind of a curious switch. It is Mega Metagross, yes, which does have an impressive base 110 speed, but I'm a jolly choice-banded Landorus, and apparently that's enough to outspeed Adamant Metagross and kill it with a U-turn. I was just thinking that he might try to switch out again, but he just indeed lets his Metagross die. I'm not a Scarfed Landorus. I am an Adamant... Sorry, I'm not a Scarfed one. I am a choice-banded one, although I am jolly, but... yeah, you gotta make your Mega Metagrosses jolly to really take advantage of its base stats, in my opinion. Either way, I go out into a Gengar as he goes out into Tyranitar. I feel kind of bad because I end up connecting with a Focus Blast. He wasn't able to do it earlier, although I don't quite finish off his Tyranitar, and he's going to be able to get the KO here with Crunch. So, that stinks for my Gengar. An X4 Focus Blast actually hit, but didn't kill, thanks to his Sandstorm special defense boost for Rock types, which makes Tyranitar a pretty bulky special tank thing. But either way, I go out into my Landorus again, and I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn. He ends up staying in and just dying, so that's all right for me. So down goes his Tyranitar. And, yeah, I don't remember what he does here. I think he goes out into Landorus, which I believe is his last Pokemon. I think Landorus is indeed his last Pokemon. So he goes out into that, as I go out into my Kyurem Black, which is a cool Pokemon. I didn't get a chance to, really switch it in, but I do have an Ice advantage against Landorus, even after the Intimidate. I should be able to kill it here. But he ends up actually having Explosion, so we're just going to go for that and end the battle with a bang. But either way, good game there, Septimus, and it was a lot of fun. And going along with last time's question of the day, today's question of the day is, what is your least favorite Pokemon ability? As on Pokemon ability, not necessarily that you think stinks, because obviously there are some abilities that do absolutely nothing in battle. Like, what is that? Illuminate from Starmie. So I guess if you really hate that effect, I do kind of hate the fact that ability is useless in battle. I think all of them should be useful in some obscure way. But anyway, my actual, aside from something obvious like Moody, which is banned, or Shadow Tag, I'm actually going to go with, my least favorite Pokemon ability is Speed Boost. And I think that it's a pretty broken ability. I think if you put Speed Boost on most Pokemon, they'd be OP. And, yeah, while it does help certain Pokemon and make them competitive, I feel just bad for Blaziken. He gets stuck with his great ability, and now he's Uber. But I think Speed Boost, I mean, if Speed Boost was a more widely disputed ability, it would probably ban like Moody is. I mean, just no way it wouldn't be. Can you imagine? Like, just take, like, most OU Pokemon, and just take Speed Boost on it and tell me it's not Uber. Come on now. Anyway, leave a comment about that, and see you guys again next time. Later.